Hello, this is Felice Mueller with the League of Women Voters of Portland, and you are watching the Video Voters Guide or listening to our podcast. We're here today to talk with candidates running in the May 2025 special election. We are grateful for the support of the Carol and Velma Sailing Foundation, the League of Women Voters Education Fund, the Weiss Foundation, and our media partner, Metro East Community Media. With me is Joyce Rosenau, and she is running for the Reynolds School District Director position number 2. Welcome, Joyce.
Thank you.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you were running for this position.
Okay, I have lived in the Reynolds district since 1984. All of my children went through Reynolds, and I actually was a teacher in Reynolds. I taught for 25 years, and I have seen the changes that have happened in the district, how it has went from a pretty rural part of town to now a very high dense population. And I really care about the students who live here. I feel like we really need to push to have the resources that we need to be successful here. I currently hold this position, and I'm hoping to continue my work in the district.
What skills and experience would you bring to the school board service?
Well, I think it's really important that there's actually a teacher on school boards, because we have a lot of educational knowledge. When people are bringing reports, we understand how the teachers interpret what's being taught. When school boards put out numbers and they put out facts, teachers are really impacted by that in their classroom, and I have knowledge of that. I also have a long historical knowledge of the district. I've seen what people have tried in the past. I know about programs that have worked and programs that haven't worked. And so I bring a large historical background to this.
Great. And so how would you address the issues facing the district's schools that you consider the most urgent?
Well, I think we have several. One is overcrowding, which we're actually currently addressing right now with redistricting our school, because we have some elementaries that are just really impacted by that. We also have very old buildings, and so there's a possibility that we're going to be running for a bond soon, because it's really hard when you're looking at your budget and you know that the students need all the resources possible to meet their needs. We need to be able to support them in the classroom any way possible. We have done so over the past, it's been a while, 20, 15 years, at the expense of our buildings. When you're looking at a budget and you try to decide, well, do I buy that extra teacher or do I put the roof on the building? And those are literally questions that people make. And so we've let our buildings go for a long time. And so we're going to have to put some effort into fixing up our facilities to make sure that we actually have safe, inviting places for our students to come.
You are listening to the Video Voters Guide interview and podcast of Joyce Rosenau, who is running for the Reynolds School District Director position 2. Joyce, what is your understanding of the primary functions and responsibilities of a public school board member?
I think it's really important that we set the tone for the district. I think it's important that we are out in the buildings. That's something that I've been pushing for, and we've actually been successful at this year, that we go out and we actually meet with the teachers. We see the conditions of the school. We listen to the community, so that when we're talking to the district and they're bringing their ideas, we know whether or not those align with what our school, our community, and our students need. And so I just sort of see us as having this working relationship with the district. They have their plans, they have their what they want to do in the future, but we have a more grounded, here's what actually our community needs and wants. And I think kind of bridging that gap is our role.
What are your thoughts about student use of personal cell phones while school's in session?
Yeah, that's really interesting. And our school just recently did a survey about that. And all teachers will say that cell phones are a problem. It's how to deal with them, how to control them. So, no cell phones in classrooms, except people brought up there are certain students who use their cell phones for translation services. There are certain students who use their cell phones for art projects and yearbook and stuff like that. So I think that there definitely needs to be a process where cell phones are regulated, they're put away, they're not being used unless you actually need them for your school. And then maybe the school buys certain phones for certain kids or for use, but it definitely needs to be addressed in a systematic way.
Thank you. And how would you ensure educational equity?
It's something that we are always looking at. We always look at the demographics of both our students and our staff. And we're trying very hard to do a grow your own, where we are encouraging our students to consider becoming educators, how we can use them, our educational assistants who are usually more reflective of the community, to encourage them to go back to school. We have several cases of people who've started as educational assistants, become teachers, and actually even gone on to become administrators. And so we are, I think, always cognizant of that. We have a very diverse school board, one of the most diverse, I think, probably in the state. So that helps us to always make sure that we are thinking of students first and what it is that they actually need. And it goes beyond just racial diversity, but also for our trans students and our special needs students, any kind of students. I know our board is really aware and want to ensure that those students receive the education that they deserve.
Thank you. And this concludes our video voters guide and podcast interview of the League of Women Voters of Portland of Joyce Rosenau, who is running for the Reynolds School District Director position number 2. Election Day is Tuesday, May 20th. To find election resources, please visit the League of Women Voters of Portland's website at lwvpdx.org, and then exercise your right to vote. Your voice really matters. And thank you for your interest.